Deepti Laurent is with me on the set to take a look at what the papers have been saying today. Hi, Deepti.
Hi, Jeannie.
Those Paris riots this weekend are really dominating the daily papers here in France.
That's right. I mean, these riots, they should have just been a protest against social inequality by the Yellow Vest movement, was sort of hijacked by rioters who looted and demolished parts of Paris shops as well this weekend and across France. The French president is submerged by a yellow wave, you might say literally, as Libération, the left-leaning paper, says on its front page. The paper really accusing him and the government of, quote, being tetanized against a movement that shows no signs of dying down. The editors there even speak of a, quote, rising insurgency to which Macron could play one of two roles. He could be either the fireman who tries to put out the flames of this social dissent, or he could be the pyromaniac who will end up fanning the flames. Remains to be seen which role he'll take on. While Libération, the right-leaning paper, says France is in shock and wants answers. How did we get here? How is it that Paris was burning? How is it that the Arc de Triomphe was defaced by vandals who shamelessly took selfies afterwards? The country feels as if, I quote, it were taking part in the failure of the French state.
And it's true, that image of the Arc de Triomphe being graffitied upon really shocked a lot of people around the world. What have the international papers been saying?
A lot of analysis, Jeannie. The Guardian, for instance, notes that this crisis is particularly acute for France and Emmanuel Macron because the warning signs were already there. We saw it in May 2017 when Emmanuel Macron came to power. Disillusionment with the political elite. There was a high abstention of voting, anger at the growing rich-poor divide. These kind of concerns that nearly saw Marine Le Pen, the right-wing leader, the far-right leader, win the presidential.
Now, a lot of international papers are also trying to understand and to explain to their readers just what the Yellow Vest movement is in itself.
And really to get to the heart of the issue. In fact, the New York Times is headed to a town called Guéret in central France, which really embodies the movement itself. A town that feels isolated, that's subjected to mockery for its perceived countryside backwardness. Here, citizens talk of not being able to go on vacation, deciding which meals of the day they have to skip, and not having enough gas for heating. This is their reality at the end of the month, in between paying their bills and waiting for their next pay. Really far from the gilded reality of many politicians. This is what they're saying. The Washington Post, meanwhile, says the Yellow Vest movement didn't emerge from nowhere. This anger has been building. It's been building for some time, and it's really found an outlet online. The writer warns that the democratic world should heed the lessons from Paris and given this new reality.
All right, something completely different now. In Egypt, an actress is facing 5 years in prison for her choice of dress at an award ceremony.
Her name is Rania Youssef. She's been accused formally of incitement to debauchery by Egyptian authorities for this dress worn at the Cairo International Film Festival on Friday. A tight black dress exposing her legs through a mesh overlay, something that perhaps in the Western world wouldn't be uncommon at an award ceremony. It's a very glamorous dress. It did, though, provoke outrage from the conservatives in the country. It was even subtly criticized by the Egyptian Actors Guild. Youssef, she admitted that she didn't realize the dress would spark so much anger and backlash. She now faces up to 5 years in prison, although the New York Daily News does say that these cases are rarely prosecuted in the country. But it has, as I said, sparked a lot of outrage. One writer in an Egyptian paper here rebukes Youssef for her choice of dress. I quote, "We cannot hide the fact that our society sees art and nudity as going hand in hand. Decisions like this only go to reinforce that view."
Next, in Nigeria, the president is putting bed to rumors that he was dead.
That's right. He was actually in Poland when he made these comments, Jean. It's an extraordinary story, but rumors keep persisting that Muhammadu Buhari, the Nigerian president, is dead and has been replaced either by a clone or a Sudanese imposter. Now, rumors that keep persisting, so much so that he felt that he had to take it to Twitter to put to bed these rumors. Here he is saying, no, it's the real me. And in fact, he's going strong. He'll nearly be 76 years old. He then reinforced those comments at a press conference during the COP24 summit in Poland, saying a lot of people hoped he had died during a recent prolonged period of illness. illness. The rumors may have started because some internet users had noted him writing with both his left and right hand, but honestly, that could just mean he's ambidextrous, not dead.
All right, let's wrap up now, Dipti. A British academic is warning that the English language might have to go vegan to appease animal rights activists.
So the English language, as you and I know, is rich with idioms involving animals. Bring home the bacon, kill two birds with one stone, flog a dead horse, as more than one way to skin a cat. All pretty violent idioms, it must be said, involving animals that may not be to the liking of vegans. So one academic has warned that as awareness over animal cruelty and the vegan movement grow, we might need to change some of those expressions. For instance, flog a dead horse could become feed a fed horse. Bring home the bacon could become bring home the bagels. All your eggs in one basket could be all your berries in one bowl. And finally, to be a guinea pig could become a test tube.
All right, Dipti, thank you for that. Petit Laurent there with that look at what the papers have been saying today. You can get a closer look at that press review, of course, on our website. The address is france24.com. Well, in the midst of all the doom and gloom of the news, some people are still trying to squeeze in a bit of holiday fun. A look at how people around the world are starting to celebrate. Coming up. Stay with us.